Yeah.
Human being with critical thinking, 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 human being with critical thinking.
Yeah. So I welcome you to the Critical Thinking Corner today. What I'm going to be doing today is ask some very basic questions, critical questions that require critical thinking. A very fine intro there from our very critical thinker herself, Chika Katie. And if Katie, perchance, sees this video that I'm doing, I would want her to think about the questions, just five, five questions that I'll be asking today that require critical thinking from anybody, particularly from our Muslim friends. And Chika Katie, you are the critical thinker, so I would want you to think critically about these questions. They're very simple questions. So let's just go. The first question that I want to ask today, very critical question, is this: do words have meaning? Words, do they have meaning? And if words have meaning, why is it that the meaning that words have in the rest of the world, those meanings are not the same that Islam gives them? I'm going to prove my point. I have something to show everybody today. On my screen here, this very page that we're seeing is the definition of slander from Muslims' most authentic manual when it comes to Sharia. And all of you out there, whether you're a Muslim or you're not a Muslim, you've heard about Sharia. So when Islam dominates any land, this is the law that will be applied to you, to everybody. Let us see what this law says about slander. Before I go forward, let's see the standard definition of slander. Here is it. Here is the definition of slander that the rest of the world uses. But here is what it says: the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. It has to be spoken, all right? But it is a false statement, false spoken statement that can damage somebody's reputation. That is what slander means. But in Islam, no, it doesn't mean that. Let's see what it means. This is from Reliance of the Traveler. Now let me explain what Reliance of the Traveler is. There is nobody, no Muslim judge, nobody that has studied Islam jurisprudence that will not master Reliance of the Traveler alongside the Hidayah Manual. Those are the two books that somebody that is studying Islamic law must read and pass. It is compulsory. Reliance of the Traveler is number one. Hidayah Manual is number two. So from Reliance of the Traveler, I have the book. Here is the meaning of slander. Slander, which is giba in Arabic, means to mention anything concerning a person that he would dislike. That is what slander means. It is not something falsely spoken about somebody, but something that the person doesn't like, even if he has done it, but he doesn't like it. Like a drunkard. Let's say somebody, drank and then was vomiting all over his body. Maybe fell into the drainage and fall into any dirty thing. Huh? But if anybody mentions it and he doesn't like it, they are slandering him. Whether about his body, his religion, everyday life, self, disposition, property, son, father, wife, servant, turban, garment, gait. Gait is a way of moving. the way you walk, movements, smiling, desolateness, frowning, cheerfulness, or anything else connected with him. Mention means by word, writing. Can you see again? Slander means spoken. But in Islam, if you fall under Islamic rule, slander, even if you write it, it is slander. Meanwhile, libel is the written one. But in Islam, no, it is not. Slander, mention means by word, writing. Remember, we're under slander, right? Writing, sign, or indicating him with one's eye, even if you wink. Even if you wink. God save all of you who are Christians and you don't care about what Islam says. Even if you wink, and if any Muslim just cries and says, hey, Allahu Akbar, look at this infidel, look at this infidel, he is actually slandering me. And they say, how? Say he's winking, he's indicating with his eyes that I did this thing and I don't like it. You are in trouble. You could be killed. That's what slander means. But I'm going to spare you. Let's now look at evidence of slander. The evidence that slander is unlawful. All right? I'm going to read this place. Okay? I'm going to read this place. And then I will read some funny things under it. The Prophet, Allah bless him, this place. This is taken from Muhammad himself. All right? So it says, the Prophet, Allah bless him and give him peace, said, the talebearer will not enter paradise. 2, he said, do you know that what slander is? They answered, Allah and his messenger know best. So good for Islamic monotheism. It's not only Allah that knows best, but Allah and his messenger know best. So here we see that Muhammad is the deputy, is deputy Allah. So he also he knows everything that Allah also knows. He said, it is to mention of your brother that which he would dislike. So this is where Hidayah Manual, those who wrote Hidayah Manual, the Sharia Manual, the Sharia book, this is where they got it. They got it from Muhammad. It is to mention something about your brother which he would dislike. Now here is the meat of it. Someone asked, what if he is as I say? What if he actually did what I said? Here is the reply of Muhammad. And he replied, if he is as you say, you have slandered him. Wow. This is slander. This is slander. That's my number one question. Why is it that everything that the rest of the world understands that it is like this, but in Islam, it is not like that? And you know why? The reason is very simple, as we're going to see when I ask my other questions. So remaining 4 questions. Because Muhammad did a lot of things that he did not want people to mention. And so they consider mentioning that thing as slander. So here is my second question. Muslims, why do you get annoyed when we read anything from your sources, from your books, from the Quran, from like I have read from Hidayah Manual, or from Reliance of the Traveler? If it were in a caliphate, I could be killed for reading from Reliance of the Traveler. I could be killed for reading from the Quran. I could be killed. Why? Why is it that in Islam, if you read what is written exactly as it is in their source, like I've read now, I've read it, I didn't add anything. I simply read what the manual says, what Reliance of the Traveler says. Here is it again. This is what Muhammad said. He said, somebody even asked him, okay, if you say slander is mentioning something about my brother that he doesn't like, what if he actually did that thing? Let me show you again the standard definition of slander. The action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. It must be false before you can consider it slander. But in Islam, no. Muhammad said, even if he has done it, it is slander. And this is exactly the point. This is what the Muslims use to attack anybody that is not a Muslim. You say something about the Quran, you say something about Muhammad, that is true, by the way. You are not lying, you are not falsifying anything, you are not accusing him falsely. You are just saying the obvious. It is slander, and you are dead. So why is it that when we read something from your Quran or from the Hadith, why do you get annoyed? I'm going to give you examples, but let's go to my third question. The third question is this. I've actually written them down. The third question is this. Why is it that scrutinizing Islamic narratives is not acceptable to Muslims? Merely saying, let's read what's in the Islamic narrative. Let's read what's in the Quran. Let's read what is in the Hadith. Why is it that if we do that, it is not acceptable? Muslims get annoyed. They get angry. Why? I'm just asking questions that require critical thinking. Madam Critical Thinker. And all you critical thinkers out there, let me repeat the questions. Number one, do words have meaning? And if words have meaning, why is it that Islam applies a separate meaning to words like lying, like slander, and some other words? Maybe we will get there later in some other video. And I've shown you an example of what slander is and what slander is in Islamic kingdom that people are getting killed for. Number two, I said, why do you Muslims get angry when we simply read what is in your book, like I've read from the Reliance of the Traveler here? Here, it's on the screen. If you want me to show you the whole book, I will show you. This is section on slander from the Reliance of the Traveler. And if you read it like that, you are in problem. Muslims, why do you get angry if we read exactly what is in your book? The third question is this. Why is it that you are not okay with scrutinizing, examining, questioning what is in your books? By the way, questioning is even forbidden. Let me show you that. The reason Muslims don't want you to question anything in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Surah Al-Ma'idah is Surah 5, Ayah 105. I can show you Surah Al-Ma'idah. Let's see what that one says in Surah Al-Ma'idah. I still have a lot of other things to read, and I don't want this video to get too long. Surah Al-Ma'idah. Let me share my screen with you. Here is it. So in Surah Al-Ma'idah, this is Quran. This is from Sunnah.com. So don't accuse me of something that is improper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Surah 5, Al-Ma'idah. Let's go to Ayah 101. Let's see what it says. Scrolling down. Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah of the table. Surah of the table. Let me scroll faster so that we can see what is there. Yeah, almost there. 101. See this. Can you see it on your screen? This is Surah Al-Ma'idah. Let me make it. So that it can be. Everybody can see it clearly. Yeah. Surah Al-Ma'idah. It says, "O believers, do not ask about a matter which, if made clear to you, may disturb you." Did you hear that? Do not ask about a matter which, if it is made clear to you, it may disturb you. For example, if you heard anything about Muhammad, that he did this, he did that, don't ask any question, because if it is explained to you, it may disturb your faith. You may leave Islam. Why is it like that? Why is it bad to ask questions about something, even if it's going to disturb you? Is it better to have false peace about something? Is it better to be ignorant of anything so that your faith doesn't get disturbed? Or is it better for you to know about it and then deal with it? So my question is, that's question number 3, right? Why is it bad to question? Why is it bad to ask question? All right. Why is it bad? That's question 3. Question 4. Why are bad things okay with respect to Muhammad? Things that everybody knows is bad. This thing is not good by any standards. And even Muslims will condemn it if it is concerning any other person. But once it is about Muhammad, no. Every bad thing that Muhammad did is okay. Every bad thing. Why is it like that? Let me give you about 2 to 3 examples. Aisha's marriage. I can show you. Aisha's marriage. Aisha was 6 years old when they wrote the marriage contract, and it was consummated. You know the meaning of consummation of marriage? Muhammad slept with her at the age of 9. And it's all over the hadiths, everywhere. Narrated Aisha that I was 6 years old when the Prophet married me and consummated the marriage at the age of 9. Everywhere in Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, everywhere. Okay, so my question is this. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? If you were to do it, or if you were to see somebody else do it, would you be okay with it if it was not Muhammad? Or Muslims will say, well, at that time, it was acceptable. Show me any prophet that did it. Anywhere, anybody else that did it, that married somebody who was 6 years old and slept with the baby at age 9. Show me who did it. Or you're going to say, well, you see, at that time it was acceptable. Was not Muhammad meant to be the pattern of conduct, the greatest example that everybody will follow? So if everybody did it, why should he do it? Why should he do it? He is meant to be the pattern of conduct for all men till the end of age. So why is it? Why is it that you're using? So is he now at the same level with any other person that did that? No, you don't agree with that. You're going to say, no, he is above everybody. He's above every man. So why is it that he had to stoop low to do what every other person was doing in his community? I don't even agree that others are doing that. I'm only saying, even if others did it, some kings, are those kings also messengers of Allah? Why is it that it's okay? And by the way, why is it that it was Allah that had to command Muhammad to marry Aisha at the age of 6 and sleep with her at the age of 9? So why is it that every bad thing that Muhammad did is okay? Once it is Muhammad, it is okay. Let me give you another example. Zainab's marriage. In fact, that one is found in Surah 33. Let me show it to you. Surah 33. Where is it? Surah 33. Yeah. This is a beautiful pattern of conduct. Zainab's marriage. By the way, Zainab was wife of Zaid. Zaid was the adopted son of Muhammad. And it was Muhammad himself that did the marriage contract for his own adopted son. And after some time, by the way, the lady was very, very beautiful. After some time, Muhammad was desiring the wife of his own adopted son. Let me tell you what Allah did to come to his rescue. Okay, here is it. And remember, this is Surah 33, Ayah 37. But I know that Muslims are angry now that I'm reading this. They are angry. Remember, I've asked earlier on, why do you get angry when we read what is in your book? Why? Why must you be angry? If you read any part of the Bible and say whatever you like, as long as you are saying the truth, why should I be angry? Even if you are not saying the truth, I'm not going to be angry. I will only explain to you how you are mistaken, why you are mistaken. Explain to me how I am mistaken here. So here is it. Ayah 37. And remember, O prophet, when you said to the one for whom Allah has done a favor, that is Zaid, and you too have done a favor. So the favor of Allah was not enough upon Zaid. Muhammad also needed to bestow favor, to complete what Allah had already done. So Muhammad said, keep your wife and fear Allah. Remember, this is Allah talking to Muhammad and saying, remember when you told Zaid, we were not told where he said it, but Allah is rebuking Muhammad here and saying, remember what you told Zaid. You said, oh, keep your wife. Because Zaid learned what happened. Zaid discovered that Muhammad, his adopted father, wanted to marry his own wife. And Zaid didn't want trouble. He said, okay, your highness, my prophet, you can marry you are my prophet and you are my father at the same time, my adopted father. You can marry my wife. I will divorce her. And Muhammad said, no, don't divorce your wife. No, don't do it. And Allah came and said, shut up. Why are you a hypocrite? Let's read it again. Remember, O prophet, when you said to the one for whom Allah has done a favor, and you too have done a favor, keep your wife, that's Muhammad talking, and fear Allah, while concealing within yourself what Allah was going to reveal. Wow. Even when Allah had not revealed it, Muhammad already knew it in his heart, but he was pretending. He was telling everybody, no, I don't want her. And Zaid, please keep your wife. And Allah said, don't be a hypocrite. Fear me. So when Zaid totally lost interest in keeping his wife, we gave her to you in marriage. Muslims are going to tell me that, Muhammad married Zaid's wife when Zaid rejected her, when Zaid divorced her. But here this ayah is telling us that Muhammad was already lusting after the wife before Zaid divorced. Read it again. Okay? He was already, Zaid had not divorced. Zaid was contemplating doing it, and maybe he told his prophet and his father, his adopted father, said, I'm thinking of divorcing my wife, because he knew what happened. And Muhammad said, oh, keep your wife. Keep your wife means that she had not been divorced. Zaid had not divorced the woman. Keep your wife. Fear Allah. And Allah said, you are concealing, you are hiding, you are pretending. And so Allah had to come and rebuke Muhammad and say, no, it is we, Allah, that decreed that your son-in-law, Zaid, should divorce his wife, and then we will give her to you. So why are you? And eventually, that was what happened. Okay? When we read something like this, my question is this. Why is it that you Muslims think this is okay? Why do you think this is okay? Why? I'm just asking. Critical thinking. Why do you think it? If anybody had done it, anybody else, it would be a haram. It would be bad. It would be a sin. But for Muhammad, it's okay. The third example I'm going to give here before I jump to the last question is the sex of Muhammad with Mary the Copt, Maria al-Coptia. By the way, you know that the Coptics are people from Egypt, all right? And so they were Christians. But for one reason or the other, this lady was captured as a slave and was given as a gift to Muhammad. And even after having several wives and after having several sex slaves, Maria al-Coptia was a very beautiful person. By the way, she was the only person that gave birth to Muhammad's only son, Ibrahim. That was the lady, Maria al-Coptia. But she wasn't his wife initially. So it was in the house of Hafsa. I can show you the hadith. In the house of Hafsa. All right? Hafsa went out and Muhammad was sleeping with this particular woman, this lady, in the house of Hafsa. I can look for the hadith here. Okay, I'm on sunnah.com now. I can show you the hadith. All right. Why is it that every bad thing, every sinful thing is okay? You just say, oh, it was Allah that decreed it. Why is it that Allah always decrees these bad things, these sinful things? That's my question to you. Use your critical thinking. Last question here. Why do you get annoyed when we mention what Muhammad did? This is a little bit different from the previous two questions. Like I've mentioned, the marriage of Muhammad with Aisha. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? He did it, right? So I'm not lying. Although you can use your own definition of slander. But I'm not slandering him. Slander is saying something falsely about a person to damage his reputation. This one that I'm saying, it's not false. It is true. The sex that Muhammad had with Maria Al-Qibtiyya, all right? It is true. It's in your sources. If any Muslims, I don't want this video to be too long. If any Muslims say that what I'm saying is not true about these things, drop your comments down below. Drop your comment. Then I'll be happy to do a follow-up and then show these things plainly. You know that I can show them. This is sunnah.com. This is sunnah.com. And I have other places that we can go and confirm. So if you think that I'm lying, if you think that what I'm saying is not true, drop the comments. Muslims, drop the comments. All right? Katie, drop the comments here. Let's use critical thinking and find out if it is true or not. So before I just close, I think we should enjoy the critical thinking herself again. So let's see.
Yeah.
Human being with critical thinking. 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 I say human being with critical thinking. I say human being with critical thinking. I say human being with critical thinking. With critical thinking. With critical thinking. Human being 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 with.
So that's it for today. See you in the next video. God bless you.